That's right. We're on our way back to China. Ni hao, everybody. Okay. I got this from Nathan MRE. He was gracious enough to send this to me, so awesome, dude. Thank you very much. I know this is in Chinese. I believe that this might be potentially an authentic ration. Not too sure about that. But with some of the translations that I've got on this, it kind of tends to believe that maybe it potentially is. So let's get this thing translated. Okay, this little bit here stands for 911B. I don't know if that's the ration type or whatever, but it is a dry ration for one soldier per day. So a daily dry ration. And this little bit down here, it's dry food produced for the Maritime Army. And then down here on the bottom, we even have a production date of September 22nd of 2016. And this little bit right here, it says, can be eaten directly from packet, and the soup is to be mixed and boiled with 450 ml of water. And this little bit says that it is good for 30 months, and this says, see the production date, which is located down there. And then flipping this back over, of course, this is the menu or the contents. There's a 250 gram, it says dry food concentrate, which I'm sure is one of those compressed bars. There's also 50 grams of beef. It says vegetable 20 grams, chicken soup, which is 10 grams, and some tableware, which I believe is going to be a spoon. Well, let's open this thing up and take a look inside of it. Got all these nice little tear notches right on here. Nice and easy to open up. Everything out of the package. And right off the bat, we have the compressed blocks. They're pretty solid. I'd imagine they are kind of similar to this. It's our little 50 grams of beef. Feels nice and soft, kind of feels like a sausage or something to that effect. Get a little napkin and a little tiny fork. Oh, and a spoon too. Check that out. That is pretty snazzy. Here's your soup, your chicken soup. This is 20 grams of vegetables. I'm assuming it might be cucumber or something like that. And then another block of stuff. Now, getting all of this back together, it says this entire ration is about 5,824 kilocalories. And it contains 26.3 grams of protein and 70.8 grams of fat. And 166 grams of carbohydrates. And the best thing of all the translations, it says that there was something written here on the bottom of this content. He said, my dad couldn't translate it, but don't worry, it's nothing bad. Very reassuring to hear that. Now, while I've got the water boiling up, I'm assuming the reason why you get so much soup mix is this is also going to be your hydrator. This is going to be kind of your drink as well. Because you're definitely going to need something with these compressed biscuits. Well, let's get this soup made up. Like that said on the bag, it's chicken soup. Looks like it's got little bits of dried meat and some vegetable in there. Don't know exactly what kind. And 450 ml of boiling or hot water. And we'll give this a stir. And while the soup is doing its thing, let's throw everything else down on the tray. Now these compressed blocks, they don't have any writing on them. Sealed pretty well. I didn't see any visible tear notches, So you're just going to have to muscle through them. And they look surprisingly... Allie! Gosh. Oh, that dog. And these look surprisingly like this one out of that other container, except for this one is just slightly thicker and it's flavored orange, where I don't quite know about these yet. Smells like they're more flavored to vanilla. Let's grab that other pack. I need it. Yep, same exact thing. They are completely identical. Then the beef. I was expecting discs, not exactly kind of like a slab. That is interesting. It almost seemed like it'd be better if this was in the soup. And then this vegetable. Let me just try to get all of that out of there. I have no clue what this is. But it looks like there's some little peppers in there as well to help spice it up. And then lastly, we have our soup. And like I said earlier, there's no drink with this, so this is supposed to hydrate you as well. If this is supposed to last you a day, this is definitely like an emergency type ration, because there's not a lot of chow on this thing. Well, let's start sampling. We'll start off with our compressed carbohydrate bar. It does have that slight vanilla overtone, a little chalky. I think you could get away with eating this without a lot of water. It does tend to stick to your teeth, but it does have a pretty mild flavor. I would imagine you probably wouldn't want to eat these over an extended period of time. But overall, just for something in your stomach, is for some carbohydrates, that is definitely not that bad. I've had some of these where it just immediately sucks all the moisture out of your mouth, and they're not very pleasant. They don't break apart very well, or if they do, they just crumble into dust everywhere. You hear Sherman behind me. We'll take a look at this beef bits. Gosh, I'm hoping this is beef. Every time that I do one of these Chinese rations, people are like, my girlfriend's Chinese, and you might not want to really eat that. But, like Steve said, we're reviewers. This is what we do. So down the hatch. It actually kind of looks alright. I can see the little striations in there, but like I said, this could be any kind of meat. Very tough, very stringy. If you almost think like you were trying to rehydrate some beef jerky, that almost might be what you would, or the flavors and textures that you would associate with this type of beef. And our mystery vegetable, I'm thinking it might be, I don't know, it might be cucumber. I don't know. Of course, I had to pick the biggest one, and it's got all them little, looks like little pepper flakes on there. Well, down the hatch. It definitely has that pickled chewiness. Slight hint of flavor, whatever that red stuff was. I don't know if it was a red pepper flake or whatever, but it's just something that gives you a slightly different taste. Of course, you can do the pickling juice, the little vinegar on here, that comes through. And now this soup. Try to slide this over here so you can get the broth is nice and golden. Looking in here, looks like we've got like some kind of like parsley or something to that effect. Definitely have carrot, little slivers of chicken, and some carrot. Let's grab a little bit of everything. This spoon is not exactly the best to do this with. It's hard to get a little bit of everything. Yeah, I'm thinking this is green onion instead. I had no plans at all to do that with my poor spoon. But let's get some of this broth out of here so you can get a nice look on what the chicken and the veggies look like. And now you have a better look on what you have in here. Of course, this is probably green onion more than anything else, but definitely you can see some slivers of the chicken in there. Maybe even a little bit of onion. Overall, it's not that bad, and it's not overly salty, which is very nice to have in a soup. Like I said, I don't know if this is a legit ration or not, but it's always fun to taste test and try things from foreign countries. Well, this was from China, sent to me by Nathan MRE, and helped translated by Ewan and his awesome father, Shay Shay. Thanks for hanging around, thanks for sticking with me, and I will see you all on my next review. 再见.